Please raise your hand if you'd like to live to age 125. Well, most people don't raise their hand, and I know why. We don't have a very good image of what it would look like to be 125, right? Right? But if you could stay healthy and energetic to 125, wouldn't you want to? Yes? Well, I'm here to tell you that not only is it possible, but in the not too distant future, many people will be living to that age and to longer. And it's my opinion that the biggest and most devastating challenge that we all face as human beings is becoming old and sick and dying way too young. The current life expectancy in America is only 78. It's actually come down in the last several years. And the reason that it's so devastating is because we need more people as they age to stay healthy and energetic so they can become role models and mentors for younger people. And also, so they can use their wisdom and knowledge to help solve these monumental challenges that we're now facing on planet Earth. Climate change, pollution, disappearing rainforests. We're still having wars and killing each other. And one of the biggest challenges is complacency. We all need to realize that we are all part of the problem, and we all need to be part of the solution. It's been calculated that it's only going to take 1/2% of the world population to raise their consciousness up high enough to truly believe in oneness and that we're all brothers and sisters, and that we need to replace competition with collaboration and conflict with cooperation and scarcity with abundance. We can create peace and prosperity for all of humanity. So when enough people begin to get this message out to the world, then the masses begin to come on board. It's like the saying, the rising tide raises all boats, right? Now you might be thinking, it's a pretty big challenge to try and stay healthy to 125, right? It is a big challenge. It is, but isn't it just challenging to be a human being? It's very challenging. Yes? Yes? Okay, good. It is really challenging. And I think that you guys know that our big challenges are actually our big blessings, right? So I'd like to tell you about my big challenge and how it became my big blessing. See, when I was a little boy, I stuttered really badly. And of course, a lot of the other kids would laugh and tease me. So when you stutter, you become introverted because you don't have the confidence to express yourself. But my first blessing was I became physically extroverted. I got in good shape and I could do good in sports and athletics. So I got through school pretty well, and it has served me all of my life. And then in the year 2000, I wrote my main book called Ageless Living. It's how to get and stay healthy and fit and energetic all of your life and never be old. And so all the media and the marketing people said, well, Rico, this is your process. You're the model for it. You got to go out and speak and get your message out to the world. Now, as you can imagine, when you stutter, the very last thing you think you're going to be is a public speaker, right? Now, I didn't stutter nearly as much as I did when I was young, but I still stuttered. So I totally resisted. I said, there's no way that I can become a public speaker. And then I finally realized, here I'm telling my fitness clients, come on, you got to meet your challenge. But I wasn't meeting my big challenge. So I had this big knot in my stomach. My heart was pounding. Sweat was coming down my face. I was standing before this group of people. I was in this speaking class, and it was my time to speak for the very first time. So I did the best I could, and you know what? Nobody laughed at me. They all clapped for me. So I thought, maybe I could be a speaker. But my defining moment came. I was in this next speaking class with this actor, and he said, yes, your voice and how you move and your content, all really important. But if you really want to connect with the audience, just speak from your heart. Tell your truth. And I thought, I could do that. So I just kept working on my speaking, and now I am a speaker, and it became my big blessing because I'm able to get my big messages out to the world. First big message is you are all so much more powerful than you can even imagine. and that we need you to find and to live your purpose and use your unique talents and abilities to help change these monumental challenges that we have in the world. And message number 2 is, you never have to be old at any age. Because there's a big difference between aging and being old. You know, we hear a lot about anti-aging these days. But you know what? I think it's the wrong message. We're sending the wrong message to our brain. You can't stop aging. Aging is a natural process. And the definition of aging means to become fully mature, to reach your full potential, like fine aged wine. That's good, right? But old is another story. Old means to be worn out, used up, unexcited about your life, unable to care for yourself. Not so good. But being old is just a state of your mind and a state of your body, and those are both primarily choices, how you care for your mind and how you care for your body. So now you may be thinking, well, that sounds good. We don't have to get old, but how can you say that? Because everyone around me is getting old, right? Well, I have 2 really good reasons. First reason is, science now tells us that our genetic potential is to stay healthy to 125. So that means our lifespan could be 125. And the new science of epigenetics has discovered that our genes can actually be affected and altered by our external and our internal environments. So what that means is what you're believing and thinking about your life and your body and how you're caring for your physical body can actually affect how healthy you're going to be and how long you're going to live. So I've had the good fortune to be a health coach and a fitness trainer for the past 37 years. So when I found this out, that our life span could be 125, and yet our life expectancy is only about 78, I began to do the research and say, why is this happening? And the primary answer is, it's our unhealthy lifestyles. Even the conservative AMA, the American Medical Association, will now say that up to 80% of all degenerative diseases is preventable with a healthy lifestyle, like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. It's preventable with a healthy lifestyle. So I developed what I call the ageless living lifestyle. It's a complete mind, body, and spiritual wellness system of proven strategies that I've been living and teaching hundreds of individuals for the past 20 years. And my chronological age is 76, but my fitness energy age is only 35. So I know that living a healthy lifestyle is the answer. So I've made it really easy and simple for you to learn and to live this healthier lifestyle. It's just about mastering what I call the 7 essentials of life. Now, these 7 essentials of life are what you're already doing right now just to stay alive. But unfortunately, most people haven't learned to master these 7 essentials. So in the time we have left, I'll briefly go through what these 7 essentials of life are. Number 1, and most important, is your mindset, what you're believing and what you're thinking. If you believe, like most people, it's just inevitable, we're all going to get old and sick and maybe end up in a nursing home and die around 78 or 80, that's probably what you're going to create. As you guys know, our beliefs and our thoughts create our reality, right? We all have these stories and thoughts that are going through our mind all the time about why our life is the way it is and what our possibilities are. But the challenge is they're primarily negative thoughts, and they're very limiting, and they're actually mostly untrue. So these thoughts are really what is the fake news that you have to watch out for, not what's on the nightly news, right? So if you buy into your own fake news, that's probably what you're going to create. So in order to change your life, you have to change your mind. You have to change your mind, and you can do that. We can do that. So first you have to believe that you can stay healthy and energetic all of your life. So number 2 is oxygen. Every metabolic function requires lots of oxygen in our body. So you need to learn to develop learn how to do some deep breathing exercises and do them throughout your day, and do some form of aerobic activity every day. Number 3 is hydration. Our bodies are about 70% fluid and water, so make sure you're drinking plenty of purified water throughout your day. It's been found that if you already feel thirsty, you're already slightly dehydrated. And number 4 is food, nutrition. Our bodies require up to 80 to 90 different nutrients to function optimally. So the solution is to eat what I call a real food diet. It's primarily a plant-based diet with as much raw food as you possibly can, and it consists of organic organic fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and some healthy grains and some healthy animal products that are raised naturally without any chemicals or hormones. Number 5 is elimination. You've got to make sure you're eliminating the waste and toxins on a daily basis. You know, we live in a real toxic world, so you also need to learn how to do a safe and effective detoxification program maybe several times throughout your day. And number 6 is movement. Movement is improvement, and stillness is illness, unless you're meditating, of course, right? You know. So you need to develop some sort of a safe and effective exercise program that you can do on a regular basis, and you can do it for the rest of your life. You may have heard the term that sitting is the new smoking. Have you guys heard that? It's actually worse. So I highly recommend that you don't sit for more than about 30 to 45 minutes and get up and move your body and do some stretching. You could do that, couldn't you? You could do that. We don't have to sit that long, you know. Even if you exercise really hard for an hour every day, we still pretty much have a sedentary lifestyle, right? Because you're sitting before the computer, you're sitting to eat, you're sitting TV, you're sitting in your car. So just try not to sit too long and move. And number 7 is R&R, rest and relaxation. It's now known that in order for our brain and our body to function optimally, we need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And we've also discovered that during sleep, our brain actually detoxifies itself. There's this amyloid protein plaque that builds up on our neurons in our brain, and it actually gets detoxified as we're sleeping. So it's so important to get enough sleep. It's also been found that most people with dementia and Alzheimer's have this buildup of this plaque on their neurons in their brain. So it's so essential to get enough sleep. And relaxation. You need to take time every day to unplug and relax, and let go of this self-imposed stress that we all put on ourselves. Learn to meditate, learn to do things that are fun and relaxing. And really, having fun is one of the most important things. Several years ago, they did a study of centenarians who actually stayed fairly healthy and lived to be at least 100. And so they asked them, why do you think that you lived to at least to 100 and stayed pretty healthy? And you know what their answer was? Over 90% of them said, because they had fun. They weren't all stressed out. They enjoyed their life. That's one of the most really important things of all, is to have fun and enjoy your life. And so I want to challenge you all to learn to master those 7 essentials of life. You can do that. You can easily do this and become your best self and go out there and use your abilities and talents to help create this world of peace and prosperity for all of humanity. Can you imagine if we worked totally at peace and everybody had the opportunity to become their best self and to use their creativity? It'd be an amazing world that we would be in, isn't it? It would be totally amazing. I mean, we're missing out on so much creativity and things that, because the mass of people don't even get a chance to even think about those things. They're just trying to survive. So it's up to us to get out there and help to make this happen. It's going to happen. It's just how soon it will and how many people come on board and begin to do this. And you know what it really comes down to? Learning to love yourself and love your life more. Because the more you love yourself, the better your life becomes. Namaste.